What's up, everybody? It's Harry Bernard Taylor with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. I'm with my man Christopher Burton.
What's going on, y'all?
And hey, you supposed to have said the People's Podcaster, man. Let the people know, man.
Man.
You want them to acknowledge you, man. But yeah, I'm with my partner, man, the People's Podcaster. He's
What's
a little
up,
bit tired
man?
tonight. He just got off work. Just had a dinner, man. Actually, I ate a late dinner too. But right now, man, we are gonna go over Gamechangers. I don't know exactly what Chris put up there in the description or anything like that, but right now we're talking about Gamechangers and pretty much who can be game changers in the industry. We know the business pretty much is starving to get those fans of yesteryear, starving to get a lot of fans that haven't never watched wrestling before, but definitely want to bring back the fans that they used to get, because when it boils down to it, and the truth be told, territory like Memphis, which we just saw on Vice, actually used to pull in more viewers than what WWE gets now. So we want to talk about how.
Well, we want to talk about people that could possibly bring back that fan base, man. Basically.
Yes, exactly. And somebody pointed out something today. If WWE wouldn't have ever went, if they wouldn't have went public, what, 20 years ago or 21, 22 years ago, if they wouldn't have went public, they probably wouldn't even be in business. They'd probably be all this. We probably see everything on the independent scene right now. Wrestling wouldn't be the same. I mean, that's probably what saved it, because they generated so much money out of that deal, even though Vince McMahon had a lot of money before, but that pretty much saved the company. Everybody, a lot of people buying stock and all that. That pretty much saved wrestling. So that's where we at right now. And Chris, man, we're gonna start off with some of these AEW wrestlers who could be game changers. So I'm gonna start off with their champion, Jon Moxley. I'll tell you why. Okay,
I go with a hard no on that.
Okay. Look. I felt the same way. I felt no too, and we've talked about a little bit about this before, that Jon Moxley is not going to bring in any new fans, and we know a lot of people out here like Jon Moxley.
Oh yeah.
But Jon Moxley right now, in the way that he's being presented right now, Jon Moxley is just going to be all he's going to do is maintain the fan base that wrestling has now. He's not going to bring in any new fans. I doubt that very seriously. Fans out there, people that's out here that's doing something else, get on TV, turn on the TV and see this guy just bopping around and all that and getting up and talking like a tough guy. They're not going to buy it. I mean, that's just straight up. But
they wouldn't buy it with free money.
Right now, he's playing like a baby face, and then like he's like a cross in between a baby face and a heel.
He's a tweener, man. He's a tweener.
Yeah. But as a heel, I think he probably could bring it up just a tad, probably 2%. As a heel, he probably could bring in like a couple 100,000 more fans as a heel, but wrestling has to be built up by other people. And him, I think he can.
How many people you think he could bring?
Not a lot. Maybe a couple 100,000. I'm talking about I'm talking about nationwide. I'm just talking about nationwide, because wrestling, when it boils down to it, even though wrestling is big overseas in certain places, the needle moves by what the U.S. does in most places. Not in Japan, but in most places, the needle moves by what America does in wrestling. And the WWE is the biggest wrestling organization in the world. So, but I think if you get these other players in there and they start help moving the needle, I think Jon Moxley could be he could be in that realm, he could be in that mix. But by himself, no. But I think he could do it as a heel character. I mean, as somebody that people gonna hate, just totally hate. But him trying to appeal to a wider audience by being, this savior, or being just basically a good guy that's just tough and nobody can deal with, nobody can mess with. That's not gonna work. So yeah, I'm with you on that. No, right? I'm with you on that. No, but there's a little possibility there if the next person that I'm about to put out there will help. And I think this guy right here could put wrestling onto another plane, and that's MJF. What you think?
MJF, he has a strong possibility of doing it, yeah,
Yeah,
but I think he really needs a big machine behind him, man. He needs a organization.
yeah.
Not saying that he needs to go to the WWF, but he needs an organization that runs like the WWF. They really give him notoriety. Because AEW, he's going to be stuck with a niche group of fans, man, and he ain't really
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be out there like that, man.
Well, the whole thing about it is MJF. The bad part about it, and this is the truth, MJF has to build himself. He has to build himself, and he has to figure out a way to do it. He's gonna have to get that. He's gonna have to look back at old video. Maybe what you looking at, man?
My boy Shad, man, he said, I think HBT and the People's Podcast can be the new Harlem Heat 2.0.
Hey, we maybe back in the day, but we're a little too old, Shad.
Yeah.
A little too old for that. I mean, I think we'll be the broken up all of you.
Yeah, for real.
Buzzbeat. But we appreciate that compliment. But I'll tell you what, Chris, MJF, if he looks back to what Ric Flair did, how Ric Flair did it, I think that will be and he's already on it. He's already on that to a certain point, where how Ric Flair built himself.
Yeah.
If he goes back and look at people like Ric Flair, how Dusty Rhodes did it, how superstar Billy Graham, these guys knew how to promote themselves. And he's promoting himself, but he only can do what the machine lets him do when it boils down to
it. I tell you what, he don't need Dusty Rhodes, man. He only needs two people.
Who?
To look at.
Who?
Ric Flair and Gino Hernandez. For what the model he's after, the model that he is right now, they're the only two people he needs to look at to research. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It. He don't need nobody else. That's it.
Yeah, I can get with that. Oh man, Hanson Terrell.
Hanson, what's up, man? Glad you're watching.
What's going on, man?
Glad you're tuning in. What's up?
Yeah, definitely glad you're tuning in.
But now, would you agree? Because I mean, if he follows that mold, and put it into his repertoire, what he already got, man, he'll be over the top.
You're exactly right, Chris. What I'm talking about is basically Ric Flair and Gino Hernandez and people like that, which I didn't even think about Gino, but Gino, yes. But people like that, man, Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert, I'm not saying take their persona, take what they did. I'm saying look at certain ways and then bring it into your own brand.
That's what I'm saying. And
move it out. Yeah. So, but he's on that path a little bit himself. But one thing I think he's making a mistake at is not wrestling. He needs to wrestle a little bit more frequent, because the thing about it is this. People out here saying, "Yo, he don't need to wrestle. He just need to come on." No, he needs to wrestle because he needs to build that brand. He needs to build an AEW brand if his brand is gonna keep going up. Because the whole thing about it is, when it boils down to it, he's gonna be a big player. He's gonna be a big fish in a small pond if it continues. So yes, he needs to wrestle. He needs to wrestle a lot more, because I'm sorry, this guy's 25 years old. I think he just turned 26. But the thing about Ric Flair and people like that, Roddy Piper and all them, when they was young guys, they was wrestling. They was wrestling. As popular as they was and as strong as they were in the business, they was wrestling. And they helped build. I mean, if Ric Flair wasn't wrestling, Crockett Promotions probably wouldn't have been where it was at. I mean, they did have some a lot of good wrestlers, but he had to build that thing up even more so he can get to the level that he needed to get to. And he was able to work his own magic. But yeah, MJF needs to get in that ring a little bit more, because the whole thing about it is this, man.
AEW is also the problem, man. They don't have the to push him out like that.
It's a huge problem, Chris. We know that. But these guys, man, whatever he has to do, go up to Tony Khan. I want to be on TV a little bit more. I want to wrestle a little bit more. Whatever he has to do. Sometimes you got to take matters in your own hands. Yeah. And when you have that kind of power, and like I say, Tony Khan, man, pretty much, from what I understand, he rolled out the red carpet for him and begged him to come back.
Yeah, so, and wrote a check too.
Yeah, exactly. Gave him a big check, man, a wheelbarrow full of money. So the whole thing about it is this. Hey, Tony, he needs to go to Tony and say, Tony, let me help you. How can I help you? But hey, MJF, he likes to wear fancy clothes and things like that, and I don't know about him on his cars and jet planes and things like that with Ric Flair. Ric Flair wrestled a lot because Ric Flair liked the money. He liked the attention. He liked
Yeah.
the his style parlayed that in the ring, and he knew the more eyes that saw him, the more money he was gonna make. So he actually used that. What MJF, he's making a mistake and thinking, okay, we go to these arenas, these tickets are already sold. My brand is already out there. And instead of building on the audience that he's got, he's like, I'm satisfied with what I do have. What's up, man? What's Scott Larson say?
Oh, you already know, man. You already know. Talking about game changers, you know he waiting on that one name, boy. You know who he waiting on.
Oh, okay.
You know.
look, I was thinking about this guy, this Game Changers, and hey, look, we will get to him when we get to WWE. I didn't even put it in there, but all actuality, I didn't put him or the Usos. I didn't put them in there, but they definitely all Game Changers when it boils down to it. But Scott, we're gonna get to you, man. So Chris, but yeah, MJF, he's a game changer.
He just needs a machine to push him and really get him out there, man.
Because everybody on this list, Chris. Everybody on this list, I think, and I'm talking about the combined list, I think can bring in probably 2 million more fans within the next year and a half, 2 years, if they get pushed. That's the whole thing about it. That's where AEW got to come in. That's where the brass got to come in for AEW and WWE. It's not all on the wrestlers. And that's what some people see, thinking it's all on the wrestlers. It's on those brands. Can Triple H turn into the Vince McMahon of the 80s and mid 90s? 80s and the 90s. Can
Tony Khan, man. Tony Khan, man.
Yeah, Khan, man. Can he turn into
Khan, man?
Can he turn into the Jim Crockett, the Jeff Jarrett, and the Bill
Watts?
Bill Watts of the 70s and 80s. Can he turn into that type of guy? And without those guys doing this thing, man, without them being able to do it, the wrestlers only can do so much. But with their help, man, these wrestlers can actually turn this whole thing around and get a couple more million fans watching it. But this next name is gonna I'm pretty sure I know what you're gonna say, Sammy Guevara, because we talked about him yesterday.
Like I said, he's a lightning. Right now he is a lightning rod.
Immense talent.
Yeah, immense talent. But he's a lightning rod, and more people would tune in to see him leave than they want to see him wrestle as of right now.
Yeah, they don't even want to see him wrestling. Now, they can't stand him.
I mean, like literally can't stand. If they could probably literally I really seriously think there's one or two fans, and I'm just categorizing here, one or two fans out there that would literally, if they could get their hands on him, try to kill him.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, they got that kind of hate for Sammy.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Sammy Guevara.
I agree.
Scott Larson. Let me clear this. Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. All right, man. Go ahead and see what Scott said.
Scott said, I think AEW needs to push more indie talent. They use older wrestlers to put them over.
Yeah, no doubt.
They could definitely do that. They could definitely do that.
But
and Hanson said, I'm back. I like Bound for Glory, SmackDown, Rampage, and Battle for the Belts for tomorrow night for Extreme Rules on Saturday night.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's a lot of good wrestling coming up this weekend. At least we think it's good wrestling. Now, we thought these first 3 nights of wrestling was going to be good, but it wasn't as good as we thought. Okay. Yeah. All right. So next, man, we have, we already been talking about Sammy Guevara. This is what I see, Chris. This is what I'm thinking. He can turn this thing around if he just become a total bad, a bad guy, but he needs a sinister manager to get it done. He don't need no clique. He needs a manager that everybody hates him and the manager, but hate him in a wrestling type thing that people just want to see him get his butt beat, not leave out of the ring. He needs to have a character like Rick Rude. He needs to be like a Rick Rude type guy. He needs to have the arrogance, maybe a Rick Rude, Rick Martel type guy. but especially Rick Rude. But he don't have the muscles. But
See, I would take it even further, man. I would take it even further
yeah, go
because
ahead.
Scott Larson talks about something on his show talking about heat, good heat and bad heat.
Yeah.
Me, man. See, if I was Sammy Guevara, I like, okay, y'all want me gone? Okay, I'm gonna turn it up a notch to the point where I'm gonna piss y'all off so bad, y'all gonna want to fight me. Like I would literally, Harry, and you know me, I would literally take it to the point where I would be putting my talent over in the ring with the things I can do, but on that microphone, they wouldn't want me on the microphone. I'll be talking about crippled kids. I'll be talking about your blind mama. I'm like, y'all want to hate me? I'm gonna really give you a reason to hate me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a reason to come and see me try to get my butt kicked every night. I'm gonna make you want to turn on the TV and see if I get jumped or get beat up. I'm gonna give you a reason. If you want me that bad, if you want to hate me that bad, I'm gonna give you a reason to hate me that bad. I'm trying to tell you, Harry, it would be no holds barred, Harry. They would, man. Tony Khan would be getting letters from the TBS and TNT. Be like, look here, you gotta keep that man off TV. He gonna get your show canceled. But I promise you, them ratings will come in because when I'm in the ring, I'm gonna perform, and y'all gonna want to see me get my butt kicked. And oh dear God, and don't put a major belt on me neither.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Chris? That all sounds good, and I'm with you, man. I agree. But I tell you what, that could backfire. It could backfire, like you said, somebody want to kill him. What I think he needs to do, he needs to disappear for 2 or 3 months and just come back and, like I say, walk out there with a robe on, like Rick Rude was doing. Don't wear a flare robe, but wear that type of robe that Rick Rude was doing, and just have the smug look on his face and get inside that ring, night in and night out, and just do his business and get out and get out of there. Leave Tay Conti at home. She don't need to be nowhere near that ring. Leave her at home. Send her to the Indies or whatever. Send her to Impact to do a thing. But
no, I will bring her too.
No. It won't work.
Harry.
It won't work. In my opinion, it won't work.
I'm trying to tell you, it won't work. You know why?
It ain't gonna work.
It will work. Why? Because she's the reason y'all hate me in the first place.
Well, that's true.
So if she's the reason y'all hate me, and then my whole attitude changed, oh my God. But y'all gonna be breaking the bank. Y'all gonna be like, here's my paycheck. I want 500 tickets to see Chris get his butt whooped or Sammy Guevara get his butt whooped every week they come to my town. Go ahead and reserve my tickets for 5 years in advance. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Chris. Man. They hate that relationship so bad. It doesn't matter what that he gets out there and do. People just don't want to see him. They're not gonna want to see him. It's not gonna change around. Because let's look at everything that's going on here. Look at certain things, man. When people get to the points now in this day and age, they get to the point where they hate you. They want to cancel you. They want to cancel you. That we in a cancel culture, so they're not gonna want to see him. I don't care what he get out there and do. People will ignore him because pretty much they basically ignore him. You know, they hate him so much, they ignore him when he's in the ring. He gets no response from people. He might get a few boos here and there, but people just hate him. They would cancel him, man. If Tay Conti stick around, I don't think it'll ever work. But you could be right. You could be right, and I could be right. Who knows? But, yeah, he needs something drastic. He needs a drastic change. So, go ahead and you was laughing about what Scott said, man. What did Scott say?
Scott said you sound like you turned into Chris Phoenix. Calm down, sir.
Whoa, daddy! Whoa, daddy! Chris Phoenix gonna turn it around, man. Chris Phoenix, but bringing all the fans.
and Shad said, "Man, you'll be giving that WrestleMania 30 face, screaming like Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me."
Oh yeah, man.
Before that, Hanson asked, "Do we like Edge?" I like that promo he gave Monday.
Yeah.
I like that promo he gave Monday because it was real and it was from the heart.
And look,
it was extremely believable. I like that.
Edge does a top 15 guy promo all time. You know, no doubt. I mean, he's great at it. Edge, only reason I'm gonna say, okay, Edge, he's a little bit older. Edge still got it. He still got it. He's a great wrestler and all that. But there's something that's gonna hold him back, and I'll say that. Talk about that when we get to the WWE guys. But let's go ahead and move on.
Okay.
Ricky Starks, man. Ricky Starks.
Ooh, Ricky. Yeah, Ricky. Yeah, yeah. He could do it, man. Because
Yeah.
I say this because he could bring in the females.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With his looks and everything, he could bring in the females. With
And he,
his with his
and
wrestling, he could bring
yeah,
in the dudes. So he could bring in a couple of
both
thousand or
both
so.
ways.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about it is, you got Tony Khan at the helm, and
You only gonna get so far.
yeah, he doesn't recognize what Ricky Starks could do. He doesn't recognize that star that he has in front of him, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Ricky Starks is the Chase Emery of what we see in Chase Emery as far as on the independent scene. Ricky Starks is the man. I mean,
Yeah.
but hey, yeah, he could be a game changer. No ins and buts
Yeah.
about it. He could be a
Yeah,
game changer. He could bring the fans in. Okay, let's move on to his nemesis, Powerhouse Hobbs. What you think?
Powerhouse.
I'll tell you my reason. I think he can, but
I think so, but I ain't completely sold on it.
yeah, he's
I'm
not
not
gonna.
completely sold on it, man.
I think he will be just 200,000. Maybe bring a couple 100,000 fans. He's a maintainer, but he needs a good manager to be able to do it. Without I'm talking about a good manager, but I'm talking about he has he needs a sinister manager too. He needs a manager that just brags about his strength, and the strength that Hobbs have, and just want to see Hobbs just demolish people. He needs that type of manager, and Hobbs need to come out there with that snark that he has a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs, he can do it, but he's not gonna
Like I said,
be.
he ain't gonna draw no. He might get a couple of thousand here and there.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying.
he's not really gonna push the envelope very,
He's
very
not
far.
going to be a Rick. He's not going to be a Scott Steiner type guy, Lex
Oh
Luger type
no.
guy.
Oh
That
Lord no. Lord
change
no.
on that level. But I think he can. I think he can be a player within the scope of these other guys building it up.
Yeah.
Also, the next guy, I think he's a player, and I actually think he's more of a game changer than Powerhouse Hobbs, and that's Darby Allin. Now, Darby Allin has already established himself as a game changer with all the things that he's doing. But I actually think if people get out there and see him as the industry rise, of MJF and all these other guys, man, Ricky Starks and people like that can make it rise. Darby Allin will be one of these people that's seen, and people be like, oh my gosh, man, he's something major, he's something different, that outside fans will look at.
Only because his reckless wrestling. Only
That's
because
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's not that he's gonna.
The best way I
gonna
can describe him, man, now that I've thought about it, he's
Yeah.
a Jeff Hardy 2.0.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all he is, a Jeff Hardy 2.0 when you look at it in the overall scope.
yeah. And the whole thing about it is Jeff Hardy was a game changer.
Yeah.
So I mean, Darby, I think he would be as inside the whole, like I said, inside the whole scope of the thing. Kenny Omega, what you think?
Oh, good Lord, yes, man. Yeah, once he finally comes off suspension, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this. I don't think Kenny could bring in a new fan base in America. And I'm gonna tell you why. But I'll tell you what he can do though. Kenny Omega is one of those guys that can maintain your audience. Those other guys they bring in to where you're getting 6 million people. Kenny Omega is a Harley Race type guy.
Keep talking here. I gotta go do something. Keep going.
Yeah, okay. When you come back, yeah. Kenny Omega is like this Harley Race type guy. He's Harley Race. He's Bob Backlund. He's one of those. He's those type. I won't even say Bob Backlund, but he's a Harley Race. Let's see, Stan Hansen type guy. He's one of these guys that you're gonna come back and you're gonna watch over and over because he has that skill set. So those wrestling fans that you bring in that extra 2 million people to watch wrestling, and they see somebody with the skill of Kenny Omega, they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back time and time again just to see, because they want to see Kenny Omega. So he's one of these major players that's that's not really bringing in this new fan base, but that's maintaining the fan base to where people, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna watch wrestling because of this guy. Yeah, okay. Scott Larson, I think we should get together, call ourselves the podcasters, and challenge AEW sports entertainers. Oh man, yeah, that sounds pretty good, Scott. I'm with that. I'm with that. I think the shot, if that's the case, he needs to should drink like Jeff. Wow. No, not playing. I still am a Jeff Hardy guy despite his demons. Yeah, me too, man. Um, let's see. Scott Larson, Kenny Omega was supposed to be the Hulk Hogan of AEW. That's true. But injuries and such has stopped that. Yes, yes, that's true, man. But yeah, he has the skills. Now, as far as him being a Hulk Hogan or whatever, something like that, yeah, he has kind of like a presence like that. But his skill set, man, is more on somebody like technically he's more on a skill set of even farther than Ric Flair. Somebody like Nick Botwinkle, Vern Gagne, he has that type of skill set. Along with he can get brutal too. So yeah, Kenny Omega is one of those guys, man, that's gonna maintain a big audience. You put him in that kind of section in that he's going to be able to do that. And like I said, he done it over in Japan when he's over in Japan, wrestling some of the major guys over there, Okada and all those. Kenny Omega was able to maintain that. People want to see that. So yeah, he's one of those guys, man, that definitely can maintain. Next, man, we're going to talk about FTR, and I'm going to say yes on FTR. And I'm gonna say because they are gonna bring people who like the realism of tag team wrestling. So all this flippity floppity stuff, people come in, they see that is not necessarily at first. It might turn some people off, and some people it might not turn off. But FTR is gonna remind people of tag teams like, of course, Arn and Tully, because they pretty much modeled after them. But they're gonna remind them of tag teams like Kevin Sullivan and Tony Atlas, like the Midnight Express and people like that. They are going to remind them of those type teams, the Anderson brothers, the Mongols, and people like that. FTR has that, they have that type of brand. That type of they have that type of tag team chemistry where they're going to keep people interested. Then the next, man, I'm gonna talk about the Acclaimed. FTR is good, still wrestling. Yes, yes, they are. They are really good. The Acclaimed, the Acclaimed. Yes, I think the Acclaimed is good for another 2 to 3 year run. These guys, man, these guys drive they got people crazy out there. And who knows if rap music dies down, they probably have a hard time. But we know rap is, like, say, that genre. We know where that genre is at. But even without rap music, I think they will still stay strong. uh because, like I said, I can see them within the next 2 to 3 years. And even don't take it that I'm calling Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Rockers, Midnight Express, the Fantastics, the Killer Bees, uh, those type of teams. I'm not calling them gimmick type teams, but those type teams had kind of like what the Acclaimed has, and that's what people want to see. People want to see things like that. They want something that they can grab a hold of, and the Acclaimed kind of like represent those type of teams. So yes, the Acclaimed I can see for 2 3 years, man, and I can see those two guys continuing to build. I can see them continuing to build an audience. Next, man, is Jade Cargill. And the reason I'm gonna say Jade Cargill is because of the way she looks. She can remind people of times when you had even tough wrestlers like Miss Texas. Uh let's see, goodness sake, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. But a lot of other wrestlers out there, a lot of even a Medusa Michelli. Medusa Michelli or Alexa. What did Medusa Michelli call herself over there in when she was in AEW? She was called
AEW.
no, not AEW, WWE. When she was in WWF, she was
Alondra
called
Blaze. Alondra Blaze.
Alondra Blaze. Yeah, and Jade Cargill is on that. She's on that type level as with her skill set. So, but yeah, she's somebody who definitely, I think, if she's seen, she's definitely going to bring wrestling fans in. That's normally watching wrestling. And Chris, I did go over FTR.
Yep.
I talked
Okay.
about them. I don't know if you
Okay.
listening, but
Yeah. Yeah.
FTR, I said yes because they are going to bring people who like the realism of tag team wrestling. We know who they model out of, Tully and Arn, and they're gonna remind people of teams like that. Teams like Tony Atlas, Kevin Sullivan, teams like the Steiner brothers, teams like the
Harlem
Midnight
Heat, man. Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat, even Harlem Heat, teams that had that tag team chemistry, that was that realism, that these guys have been together for a long time, and they definitely got it together, and they trust each other 100%. FTR is going to bring that. Then I went to the Acclaim. The Acclaim, definitely. Those guys, you put them on TV, you continue to put them in front of people, they are going to bring fans to the gate. They're going to bring fans. They're going to bring more eyes to the TV if you prominently place them out there, man, and advertise them right. They definitely can do it. Now, I don't know. We don't know where rap's going to be in 3 years. Right now, it's the #1 genre. But even without rap music, even if it dies in a couple years, these guys, I think, still for the next 2 to 3 years, I think they can continue to go up, long as nobody gets hurt.
They have an entertainment value about them, man.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and the last I'm gonna talk about on as far as AEW is Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida. And the only reason I'm say both of these women, I'm gonna say both of these women for maintaining an audience. I think they both have the skill sets to where they can maintain an audience if the audience come in. Not saying that they can build it, but they can maintain it. They just like Kenny Omega. They are the type of people that people will come back and see. Well, I want to see them because they got so much skill. Not as much as Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega, like I said, he's the Harley Race. He's like the Harley Race type guy. I want to come back to see him because this guy's so skillful. He's so good. He's so talented.
Yeah, but like Scott said, man, them injuries don't put him down, man.
Yeah, they have.
Over the years, they're catching up with him. So
yeah, they have.
I don't know how much longer we gonna see Kenny Omega, man.
We have no idea. But I mean, if he comes back, I think his body probably can maintain maybe 4 years. But I mean, this guy, I'm saying, if they can get the audience up to, because wrestling doing like 5 million people between AEW, WWE, 5 million people a week. They can get their audience up to 7 million people. Kenny Omega will be one of those main players that people will come back to see over and over, even though I don't think he's the one who's going to build that audience up. That's going to be left to people like MJF. That's going to be left to people like Jay Cargill, Ricky Starks, people like that. So now we on to the WWE, man. So you know who I'm going to say first? So you might as well go ahead and say his name, Chris. Wait a minute. I know who Scott Larson think I'm going to say first, but I'm not going to do it.
well, I'm going to go ahead, man. I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to acknowledge him. Roman
exactly.
Reigns. I got to acknowledge him, boy.
Yeah.
Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns.
But
he is the needle mover, boy.
Yes, he is. But the whole thing about it is this. Roman got them up against the wall, brother. He got them up against the wall.
Hey, yeah, you do, man. Yeah, you do.
And unless somebody can sit down with him and explain to him why it's important that he needs to open up his schedule and wrestle more, he's not going to do it. The business will be hurt by him being a part-time wrestler.
Yep.
Because this guy right here,
and especially picking and choosing what show he want to show up at, and he's doing it. He's literally picking and choosing what show he wants to be at, what show he don't want to be at, when he want to wrestle, if he wants to wrestle. He's got that kind of stroke now.
Yeah. And he took, like say, he's got that kind of stroke, and he's took it to another level. This man is the LeBron James of wrestling, man. And he's gonna sit out. He's gonna sit out games, man.
Yeah, he is, man. Yeah, and the season ain't even started good yet, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, he's hurt. He's hurting the business, man. I mean, but like I say, he's the guy. He's the guy over there in WWE. But if you take him from WWE and you take MJF out of AEW, this is the Hulk Hogan. This is the Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair turnaround in wrestling that wrestling needs.
Right, man.
These guys need to be plastered. They need to be plastered. They need to be. I mean, even though a lot of people don't look at magazines and stuff like that, but magazines, man, put them on magazine covers at the grocery stores as people checking out. Put them on those those tabloid type things. Plaster them. Because
you're right, Scott. Brock was the first one to do that, man.
Yeah.
And Roman is following that mold.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And it's sad, man. It's
But
really sad.
I can honestly say, you do see Roman a lot more than you see Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
when Brock had the belt, you see more Roman than you saw Brock.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, man. But yeah, next, man, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna say this about this guy, and I'm gonna see what you. Well, I'm not gonna say anything about him. I'm just gonna name him, and I do think he's a game changer, but only to a certain point. Finn Balor, and I'm gonna tell you why I think to a certain point. Now worldwide, with yes, but domestically,
nah.
America has. It's just something about America. They want their champions to be American. They want their. Those are the people. They do, man. They do. Tell me a major player in wrestling or in boxing that got over huge. That wasn't American in America. Name them.
The what now? Wasn't it that Anthony Joshua boy?
He didn't get over huge, man. He's huge over in England. Huge. I mean, he's from England. He Great Britain. He is huge. Huge international star. In America, no. In America, he was getting some traction because people were saying Deontay Wilder can knock him out, and we know what Deontay Wilder is. But yeah, look at Tyson Fury. Most wrestling fans wouldn't know who Tyson Fury is. Of course, me and you, we know who they are. Yeah, a lot of people don't know who Tyson Fury is. As good as he is, as good of a boxer he is. America love American stars.
Shaw said Hector Camacho, and he also said Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya from America, bro. He's American. He's born in East LA. I was born in East LA. I was born in East. He's from East LA, man. He's American.
Well, Hector Camacho though.
Hector Camacho is Puerto Rican, so that's American territory.
Well, it didn't become American territory till when?
Well, in the 1950s with Hawaii. So Hawaii,
it came after Hawaii, didn't it?
I think it did. Well, Hawaii is a state.
Hawaii is a state.
Puerto Rico is not a state.
It's a territory.
But those people are considered Americans. But Hector Camacho, look, he was big. But I forgot about Pac-Man.
Pacquiao, yeah.
Manny
Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. Now I have to give it to him. Huge. But in wrestling, I don't know anybody. That's been really big. That's from. I mean, of course, they don't want world titles, Chris, but they didn't get over that well.
Somebody big. That you said hasn't gotten over big in America.
I mean, that got over. I mean, that really got measured in the American culture where Americans accepted that guy, and he was the man.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
Look. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with something right now. There's a basketball player for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yokozuna was born in
who?
Yokozuna? Yeah, he was born in was it Cali or Florida?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay, let's look at basketball. There's a basketball player with the Dallas Mavericks. One of the top 5 players in the league. What's his name?
Giannis.
No, Giannis. Oh, Giannis should be one of the top. He should be one of the top beautiful players. A lot of players hate Giannis. Giannis from Greece, but he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. Scott know about him. Plays for the Bucks, but the American public have not embraced him like he should be embraced. No, with the Dallas.
Shaw said Andre the Giant.
Well.
Ooh, yeah. Forgot about Andre. French born all day.
Well,
and he was huge over here in the States.
Well, outside of him. outside of Andre. Okay, but no, listen, Finn Balor, look, man, he could do it. Finn got to get better with his promos. He can't be slipping up.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about him, he still can bring fans because fans gonna look at him for his immense talent. But I don't think he will not be a MJF type person that brings in the fans like that because I'm sorry, he's foreign born, man. But I think he'll do better than another guy who's foreign born.
Man, Shad is on you, boy. He wants you to acknowledge Andre, boy. He wants you to acknowledge him, boy.
Hey, I acknowledge Andre, man. You right, Shad. I 100%. You right. You are right. But I tell you what, they turned on him like a dang on dirty piece of toilet paper, man.
when he went up against Hogan, boy.
When he went up against Hogan, he never got the fan adulation back, man. And for some reason, he's still not honored as somebody who's retired, who's gone. He's still not honored the way he should be honored.
Oh, Snooker was born in Britain.
Who, Snooker?
Yeah, that's what Scott Lawson said.
No. Jimmy Snooker?
Hey, that's the only Snooker I know.
No, man.
Well, other than Tamina.
He's from the Fiji Islands, man. And to tell you the truth, I think he was born in Philadelphia. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, Scott. But yeah, I could be wrong. Okay, but let's move on, man.
All right.
Move on. Okay, AJ Styles, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Easy, man.
He could do it. He could do it.
Vince,
he's a game changer.
Before, obviously, when Vince signed him, and Vince put the strap on him,
yeah,
Vince was like, "Man, if I could have had you 10 years earlier."
Yeah,
he's like, not even 10 years. He's like 5 years earlier.
Wow.
If I could have got you just 5 years earlier, he was like, "Man, we could have had a run with you like nobody's business."
Yeah.
They said he could have ran against Taker when Taker was actually worth something. Could have ran against Cena. Could have ran against The Rock. Man, he could have had all kind of feuds 5 years earlier, man. And Vince was like, I couldn't get him. And he's like, if I had you 5 years earlier.
That's the difference. That's why Ric Flair, that's why he is who he is. The people he was able to wrestle against. And those feuds, nobody will ever match that. And maybe not in our lifetime. Nobody's gonna match that. So, but yeah, if AJ had those guys, man, yeah, he could go down. He could have went down as the best of all time. Probably.
I mean, because think about it, man. 5 years earlier, him wrestling, like I said, Undertaker.
Yeah,
Undertaker wasn't as broke down.
Yeah,
that would have been a good. And him and Cena, they could have ran with that thing for months.
Yeah, look. The next guy, that's true, man. AJ Styles, I still think he can do some damage.
And then you got to think, man, because working those names, like you said, people gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta watch this. I gotta see this. Take him, my man. What is he gonna do? No doubt. Yeah, man.
Yeah. What about Bray Wyatt, man? Look, man. Bray's probably going to be back this weekend. Hopefully, he's going to be back this weekend.
That's what they're saying, man. He may come back at Extreme. May come back at Extreme Rules. May come back.
Listen, man. Look, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, he's definitely a game changer because he's actually skillful.
Mm-hmm.
Big man. He has a personality. That can do it. So yeah, Bray Wyatt definitely is a game changer. I didn't put him on there. So thanks.
That was Shad, man. Yeah. Because that's Shad's man. That's Shad's man. He loves Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt. Definitely, man.
And you got to think about Harry.
Yeah.
If he comes back, how many people have been clamoring for him?
Yes.
For so long, and they find out he come back. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, he's a lot of people's favorites. A lot of people's favorite is.
So he gonna bring a good chunk back with him. He come back. Man.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And yeah, he could be one of these guys, man, that can have that buzz. This guy can go on Good Morning America, man, and they be like, Bray Wyatt is back. I mean, of course, a lot of people ain't gonna know who he is, but they're gonna be interested in him. Yeah. So their eyes can go to the TV.
And he has come a long way from that Husky Harris thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, a long way.
All right, Bobby Lashley, man. I'm like this now with Bobby Lashley. Last,
Yeah, he on the fence with me, man.
I'm like
He on
this.
he on the
Bobby
fence with
Lashley
me,
could
man.
do it, but I just think WWE is pretty much messing him up to a point. But Bobby Lashley,
I see
put
what
it
they
like
trying.
this.
I see what they're trying to do with him with the U.S. title. I see that. I
Yeah,
get it. They want to build up the U.S. title, so they figure, okay, put it on Bobby. Let him challenge these guys that usually wouldn't get a shot at anything, and
yeah,
and Bobby makes these guys look like they could almost beat him, or they just won't give up, and Bobby's got to just beat the crap out of them, but they just won't give up.
yeah,
So it's a double-edged sword on that. But I don't see Bobby just being like somebody be like, "Oh my God, Bobby Lashley wrestling. Let me turn on TV or let me
yeah.
buy Bobby Lashley shirt."
Look, I think if people saw him and they saw him wrestle. Now I'm gonna go back to the black male, my age and above, into the late 60s, early 70s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. If they saw him, they would tune in because I've never seen, as far as in wrestling, I've never seen a guy with that type of muscle tone, black guy with that type of muscle tone. Outside of, well, I take that back.
I was about to say, Tony Atlas, your man,
He's more
your guy.
he's more talented than Tony Atlas. He's more talented than Tony.
That's saying something coming from you because Tony, your
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. No, Butch Reed was more talented than Tony. You know, just
But,
because.
but
Yeah,
Butch couldn't talk worth a damn though.
no, he couldn't. But Butch Reed as a solo wrestler, more talented than Tony. Um, what's the name? What is his name? Booker T.
Oh, Booker,
Very
yeah.
talented.
Oh,
But
good
I'm
lord.
saying Bobby Lashley has that type of skill set. He has that type of skill set. He has it all rolled into one, and he's such a hard worker. I think Bobby Lashley will bring that segment of wrestling fan back to the base. So I do think he has a place, but he's still on that like
Yeah,
that.
he's on the fence. He's on the
He
fence.
really is. He really is. Imperium.
Yeah, if they
Even
got
though
that,
even
if they
though
got their name out there more often, then
even
yeah.
though Imperium is even though they're from other countries, I think Imperium, because they're a tag team. They stay a tag team. I think Imperium could do major. I think they could be a major upgrade for wrestling and bring in the wrestling fans. Because fans, all they're gonna see is that talent, man. They're gonna
Yeah,
see that
and they're
talent.
gonna see pure wrestling.
Yeah, they're gonna see pro wrestling, and they don't have to. They don't have to embrace just one of them. Just put it that way.
Okay, Harry, let's do some fantasy booking because you just perked my interest real quick. Let's do some fantasy
Okay,
booking.
sure.
Okay, we got a generic world tag team champion that's recognized by every organization. Let's just follow me here, okay?
Okay.
A generic world tag team championship. You got a three-way tag for the championship. You got Imperium, FTR, and you got Tully and Arn.
What?
Would you want?
All of
Would
them in
you?
a tag team match?
Yeah. Would you want to see that?
No, Chris. No,
You won't want to see that?
no, no. I
Even
don't
though
care.
even
I
though
don't
you
care.
know it's
I
gonna
don't.
be
I
a
don't
technical wrestling match all the way through.
look. I would like to see. I like to see those teams team up. I like to see FTR against Tully and Arn. FTR against Imperium. Imperium against Tully and Arn. Imperium against FTR. Yeah, I would like to see that, but I wouldn't like to see them in a three-way match. I don't really care for that. I'm not a big three-way match guy. The guy, not saying that they wouldn't put together a spectacular match. I'm just not that type of match guy, especially when you have teams in there that's that good. Why in the world do that? Why not let them be? Why not let those guys be a matchup, a 2-on-2 against each other, and the Titans win. Especially if they go by the rules of the three-way. Anybody can be pinned, anybody can. No, I don't want to see that because it cheapens the moment. But if you put those two teams against each other, just like you're gonna have with those guys that you named, you're gonna have. I I don't know no classics, Chris, of a three-way tag team match like that. Name me a classic, and maybe I'll roll with you. But I can name you plenty of classics of the Rock and Roll Express against the Midnight Express. I can name you plenty of classics
Man,
Sullivan
stop
Orange.
that, man. Stop
You
that.
know, man, no, Chris, I'm
No, no,
sorry.
I'm
I'm not
talking
putting
about. I'm
that.
talking about a comment. I'm talking about a comment, man. Talking
Oh,
about a
okay, okay.
comment, man. Yeah,
All right, but
stop
let's
that,
go
man.
because man, we missed a few things.
Okay, man.
So is it Shad who said his merch sales is gonna blow Romans away
Yeah, when Bray Wyatt comes back, he gonna blow Romans away.
for 3 months?
Ooh.
First 3 to 4 months. After that, Roman back on top. That's if whatever Roman wants to do. If Roman wants to stay involved with what's going on, he'll blow Roman away the first 3 to 4 months. But I'm sorry, I don't see Bray. I don't see Bray taking over that thing for a long term. But within like a year or so, if they use Bray right, he could be the most popular guy in the territory. I do believe that. But it depends on what Roman wants to do. So who knows, man? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's gonna be interesting, Shaw. You could be right, man. But Tony Atlas, definitely love Tony Atlas. What the heck did it? Oh no, please don't say Ahmed Johnson. Soul Man Rocky Johnson, yes. Soul Man Rocky
Yeah.
Johnson. His best character in my book was when I used to watch him in the 80s when he was down in the Mid-Atlantic area, in our area at Sweet Ebony Diamond. I have to say the best black wrestler I ever seen in my life. That guy was spectacular, man. Spectacular. He used to wear a mask at that time. Rocky Soulman Johnson was the shiznit. I mean, outside of maybe Ernie Ladd when he had his run when he was before his knees was messed up, it's between those two. Ahmed Johnson, oh my gosh, man.
We ain't even gonna talk about him, man.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving. We ain't even talk about that joke.
Yeah, Scott Larson, I like them. Remind me of the Russians of the 80s. Yes, Imperium, yes, no doubt. Usos, yeah, Usos, definitely. Definitely. You gotta understand Harry
And
likes.
see, yeah, that's what he was messing with me,
Okay,
man.
man, shut up, man.
He was messing with me, man. He was messing with me, man.
Okay, best tag team in WWE history. In WWE history, Chris, you might want to answer that.
God almighty. We.
Because I'll go old school. I will go old school.
God, the best tag team. I would probably have to say the Hart Foundation, man. I would have to say the Hart Foundation, man.
It's kind of hard to argue against it, but still.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Hart Foundation when they were wrestling the British Bulldogs Hart Foundation. That
I
era.
know that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only team I can think about. If you're talking about the overall history.
Yeah, overall history, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really can't say on that. Like I say, I will go back in history. I'll go back to Jimmy and Jerry Valiant. I'll go back to the Valiant brothers. I'll go back to Mr. Saito and Mr. Yamamoto, Tojo Yamamoto, or whatever his name is. I will have to go back to history. Alpha and Sika was a devastating tag team form in the WWE, WWF. Blackjack Lanza and Blackjack Mulligan.
The Blackjacks.
That's before y'all's time, man. I mean, Scott was around, but Scott didn't get to see it. When it was the WWF. Those tag teams back then were Pat Patterson and Ray Stevens. Pat Patterson and Ray Stevens is the best WWE tag team, best WWF tag team I've ever seen. Those guys was incredible. This is like incredible. But Hart Foundation, man, I don't know. Hart Foundation might could have beat them, Chris.
Yeah, because you got. Well, I'm the only. I think
Maybe.
they actually. I think, far as like in title reigns, the Hart Foundation tag team.
Oh yeah.
I think they had more title reigns than just about anybody.
That's the Dudley Boys. Man. That's the Dudley Boys.
No. I'm talking about WWF, not overall.
Okay.
I'm talking about WWF, not overall.
Yeah. Road Warriors. I won't say the Road Warriors.
Not WWF. No.
Yeah, WWF tag team. No. They made their run in AWA and the NWA. Crockett. Crockett.
Yeah.
That's what it. That's the you can make that argument for Crockett, but Crockett, man, that's hard to say, and I'm gonna tell you why it's so hard to say, because there's never been a tag. If you go down the roster of the tag teams that ran through Crockett,
There wasn't a tag team like him.
no. Well, it wasn't a tag team like them, but I mean, you got think about it. If Doom was only together for about 6 to 8 months, think if they was together for 2 years on their run. You got Steiner brothers, you got Doom, you got Midnight Express, you got Rock and Roll Express, you got Ole and Gene Anderson. You got so many tag teams that went through the Crockett era.
Yeah.
Even Lex Luger and Sting, you got to throw them in there. Jimmy Snuka and Paul Orndorff.
Twin Towers.
World tag team. Yeah, Twin Towers suck. Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood, they suck. The Twin Towers, you talking about Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey?
I'm talking about no, Mark Callis and Dan Spivey.
They didn't suck. They was good. But Mark Callis only stayed with that team for 3 months and he was off to the WWF.
Yeah,
so you can't put him in there.
Well, now the Dudley Boys, I would say they in wrestling as a whole, they would be the best tag team as a whole, and in all of wrestling, because they done won titles in every organization.
And that's because of their title run. But as far as talent go,
no. As far as talent, no. Title run, title run.
Yeah, as far as their accomplishments, yeah.
Oh, they number one.
But as far as let's put it like this: as far as eye candy, as far as the eye test, the Road Warriors have it. As far as eye test, as far as skill wise as a tag team, I got to give it to the Steiner brothers. As far as devastation, who dominated the longest, I got to give it to the Andersons, Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Never seen anything like it. Well, like I say, because they did it as bad guys and good guys, the Hart Foundation. So yeah, man, it's a lot. That's a little thing we're gonna have to get into.
We're gonna get on that, man. So who's next on the list, man? Who's next on the list, man? We getting a little off track here.
Bushwhackers, yeah, we got to roll this thing up, man. Harry and the Bushwhackers, but look, Shot, y'all call them Bushwhackers. They never was the Bushwhackers to me. They will always be the sheep herders. Always be the sheep herders. I hated that Bushwhackers name. The Bushwhackers. Sheep herders. Always remember that. But sheep herders. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Exactly. They will always be the sheep herders. Okay. Next, man, we got Braun Breaker, Chris. Scott Steiner. Not Scott Steiner, but Braun Steiner.
Yeah.
Braun Rex Steiner. So, yes, definitely.
He could be, he's definitely a game changer. Just need to get his name out there a little bit more, get some more exposure. Get some more exposure.
Look, they changed his name, and man, for some reason, I don't know. It seemed like Vince kind of like was worried about that. Put his name out there. People that love Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner, they're gonna come and watch it just because of him. They're gonna hear that name, gonna go over there and watch it.
Yeah, they're gonna come running. They're gonna come running
exactly.
Easy.
Yes, exactly. Austin Theory. He has the skill set, man, Chris. He's good. He's good, man. But he is iffy. He's like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got the skill set, man, and he got the looks, but that only gets you so far.
I know, man.
You got to be able to have. You got to have that mouthpiece, man.
Yeah, it's just something about it, man, that holds him back, man. That's gonna hold
his mic skills. When he's got that mic in his hand, he
freezes up sometimes.
Yeah, and he just like that's not gonna. You got to work on that, buddy. You got to work on that.
Carmelo Hayes,
good talent.
He's gonna have a hard time when he gets up there.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. He's gonna have a hard time, man. But if he gets his name out, gets the right matches under his belt that can really get him noticed, he might have a chance. That's the thing. He's got to have the right matches to really get him noticed.
Yeah. Bianca Belair.
Oh, she's already there, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
She's already there.
Who let Nikita Lyons? Did Shaw say that, man? Come on, man.
Yeah, he did, man. Yeah, he did, man.
Hey, I tell you what, if she goes on if she builds up her Instagram, she probably could bring in a lot more fans, man, just to see her wrestle. Ain't no doubt.
Man, beating people with a daggone split. Man, get out of here with that mess, man.
Yeah,
She
Austin
ain't.
is. Look. I know that, man, but I'm just saying the way she looks, a lot of guys come over to see her.
Oh yeah.
Bianca Belair was on what's her name last week. She was on.
Oh yeah, College Game Day.
Yeah, she was doing College Game Day. Definitely, man. Push. They need to push these women as hard as they can right now. Alexa Bliss.
She's
out of females, man. I think
she's there. She's there.
Yeah, she's there. Ronda Rousey. Now, that's if
man.
Ronda Rousey decided, if she decided to stick with wrestling, she could be a game changer. As much as people will come over, a lot of people will laugh at her, but people will come over to see her wrestle.
Exactly.
They'll come over to see her wrestle. Charlotte Flair. And
she's already there. Already there.
But they could push her over even more. I think what's the name? I think Vince has done her like Roman. We're not gonna let her get as big as the company. Push her out there even more. Her daddy's out there wrestling. People gonna come out there and see her. Chris, you're a fan of a guy who drops an elbow out the run from one side to another.
Of course I am, man. Of course I am. That's the GOAT, man. That's the GOAT.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the GOAT right there. That's my man, though. That's the GOAT, boy.
As much as I liked him, man, I got to the point where I really liked him because I hated him. I hated this Joker, especially when he first came in. Chief Peter Maivia, the grandson of. He was calling himself. What's he calling himself?
Rocky Maivia. Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia. I'm like, you son of a. And then, like I said, I didn't want people to know. I was like, I know this guy's Rocky Johnson's, Soulman Johnson's son. I'm like, he's an embarrassment to him. He can't wrestle nowhere as near as good as he can. And I'm like, this guy's getting all these accolades and all that. And Peter Maivia used to get his butt kicked when he was. I used to watch him in WWF when what's his name Senior was running it. I used to watch Chief Peter Maivia and Chief J Strongbow and all those guys. They used to get their butts kicked. And Maivia, they was acting like he was just such this great, awesome star, man. I mean, he was a star, but man, he was on that SD Jones type run type thing, man. Tony Gurria and people like that. He never really got. You
must have caught him at the end of his career. Then
I caught him at the end of his career, Chris. But I know about the beginning of his career. I'm a historian, man. I was checking him out. Checking out things that he did in the 70s and 60s because I'm a historian. I was checking it out even back when I was in the 80s, early 80s when I started watching him. Started watching him around like 1980, 1981, 82 when I saw Chief Peter Maivia. I did like him. I liked him better than Strongbow. I don't know, man. Something about those Chief wrestlers I don't like because I hated Chief Wahoo McDaniel, and it went on. It just trickulated over to Strongbow and Maivia. Not that I hated him that much, but love Rocky Johnson, and I thought Rocky Maivia was. And when he became The Rock, whatever, I'm like, this guy's a disgrace,
Man, that took him over the top, boy.
Joker started doing them promos, man. Got with Now I couldn't stand that group. What's the group they?
The Nation Domination, man.
I hated the Nation of Domination. That's one thing that turned me against Ron Simmons, man. Well, first thing that turned me against Ron Simmons is when he came in as a Farouk Asad.
Yeah,
I was like, I would never see him as like, and Chris, that's why I'm biased against Ron Simmons, man. Here's a former world champion. He let them do that to him. Then he led the Nation of Domination. Then Rock came in, pretty much took the thing over, and Rock. But then I had to give it to him. That know your role. I had to give it to him, boy. This Joker, man, them promos, and they got better and better. But that people's elbow, boy.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, until you see that thing in person, boy, when they came to Furman, they were having that beef between him and Ron Simmons. And him and Ron had a match. And it was a house show. And that was the first time I saw that thing, boy. I was like, it was like the most prettiest move because it was so smooth how he did it.
Hey, Chris.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Why didn't people move, man?
Man, cause you were hurt from that body slam he used to set you up with. Cause see, now It went
Still
from
move, man. Just roll out the way, man. Just roll out.
man, no, man. See, you gotta understand the evolution of people's elbow. It started off with a body slam.
I know, man.
And then, and then kick the arm, let you know what's coming. Boom, drop it. He did that. Then he went from a body slam to that spine buster. And that spine buster, man, that was even more devastating. Boy, you hurting, boy. You can't move. You paralyzed, boy.
Right. And before we roll out of here, we're gonna do a couple more, man. Okay, let's talk about the honorary oops, man. My man Scott Larson.
He said, "Say the best for last, boy."
All right, man. So Sami Zayn, man, game changer or not, Chris?
Man, Sami a game changer, boy. I think he might take out Roman Reigns, boy. I think he gonna beat Roman for the title, boy.
Sami Zayn.
Sami gonna take it over, boy. He gonna take over.
I have to admit, man. Sami Zayn, he could get anybody interested. He could pull 500,000 more fans. He really could. He has the talent in the ring, and he's a jokester, man. He's funny as I don't know what.
Yeah, he's entertaining. He's entertaining.
He's an entertainer. Yeah, there's no doubt. And for a Canadian guy to be that entertaining, all props, man. Because
well, he get it from Edge and Christian.
Yeah, up north, man, they usually ain't that doggone entertaining, man. But this Joker is Edge and Christian too, yeah. So, all right, my man, Shad. Okay, his best people's elbow was when he did the sliding people's elbow. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
okay.
When he did on the British Bulldog, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that. Okay. Shad, no, when Rosa Parks was well, yeah, I was born. I wasn't born when she sat in the back seat, man.
I know, man.
Put it like this: I was a year old. I was a baby when Martin Luther King got shot.
All right, Scott. We don't want you to riot, man. So we
got you. We got you.
We don't want you to have a fit, man. We don't want you to have a fit now.
I was a year old when King got shot. Shot. Just put it that way. But no. Yeah, I was a baby. But I don't remember going. I don't remember marching with him. I don't remember I don't remember being in a stroller marching alongside him. And no, Malcolm X was shot before I was born. So, but I tell you what, man, there was some great men back then, man.
Yeah.
That was born during that era. But shoot, man, it's been a great night. But Chris, let's go ahead. Let's get one more thing in, man. Let's talk some people on the indies.
Yes, definitely on the indies, man.
Yeah, my man Chase Emery, game changer,
hands down, man.
And and attendance have went down since he's been on the shelf in the indies.
And you know what's so funny, man? Hold on, man. Hold on. I got breaking news, man. I got some breaking news, and I posted in the group. Hold on. We talking about Chase Emery, man, and we got another game changer too that's gonna be at this particular event, man. Hold on here. Let me bring it up. Okay, so we got Chase Emery.
Okay.
And we got another game changer on the indie scenes. If you haven't heard about him, we discussed him. We ranked him Zuka King.
Oh, yeah.
He's another game changer.
No doubt.
And they're going to be in action, man.
Battle Zone?
Yes, Battle Zone, November the 5th.
We will be there. We will be there.
With another game changer.
Okay.
Myrick Moore.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. So
you got three game. That's three game changers right there.
Yeah. And Chris and I, we're gonna do real soon, which I put a little poster up of him, which I pretty much took little shots of him. Didn't because he doesn't have the beard anymore. This guy can be a game changer. I mean, great wrestler. It's time for him to get out.
Been around for a long time.
Been around for a while, but this guy's definitely a game changer if he wants to be. Nick Fury.
Yes. Definitely, man. Definitely Nick Fury, man. He's definitely a game changer, man. I would say another game changer, man.
Scott Larson. That is Mark Moore can't spell game changer, really.
wow, Scott.
Yeah.
Okay.
We acknowledging him, Scott. Let's just put it that way.
All right, Oos, have a good one, man. Thank you for tuning in,
Oos,
man.
Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you,
Shad. Definitely appreciate you for tuning in with yours, man. Very, very hilarious guy, man. He keeps things going.
That's
I
my
love
boy.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, man. And another game changer, man, on the indie scene. Your man, Jet Morris.
Oh yeah, Jet Morris, big time game
Yeah.
changer, man.
Yeah.
Big time. Like I said,
yes.
he's only been, he's been around to a few different places. Now Jet, Jet is a family man.
Yeah.
So I don't think Jet's gonna run around to too many places. Now he
No.
does run around his pro wrestling, APW, and sometimes
APW Bowling Springs.
yeah, and sometimes he runs down and he does some things for the small promotion, CMW or whatever. But Jet, if Jet want to be, man, Jet could be right there with Chase. Jet is that, and
easy, man. Easy.
Jet is that type of talent. So, man, if you haven't seen him, definitely get over to
Check him
APW
out.
or somewhere.
Check
out
him
Jet
out.
Morris, man. Check him out. That is a great entertaining wrestler.
Yeah.
But outside of these two guys, man, I'm gonna name a couple guys in Georgia. Our man Curtis Coleman and Bad Squad. Talk about
awesome tag team.
Like I said, I tried to get Curtis. We tried to get Curtis down, but his license didn't get renewed in time. So we're gonna try to get him down. We're gonna get a bad squad down, man. Maybe on our next
and big country, man. Big country.
Well, I acknowledge big country.
Yeah, big country, definitely, man. Definitely. And I will say this last but not least.
Oh gosh, man.
My man. The 2022 winner of the Holly Osco Memorial Cup. My man. Whoa, daddy. Chris Phoenix, man. Now you cannot tell me, man.
Drew Hood, man. He all
right, man. Chris Phoenix beat him. But
he beat him. But you got to admit, Drew Hood is a very talented guy, man. Very talented wrestler. Come on, man.
If he was talented, why Chris Phoenix beat him, man?
Man, come on, man.
I'm just saying the proof is in the pudding, man. Chris
isn't supposed to win that title, man. He didn't supposed to win that Memorial Cup. I challenge Chris Phoenix for that Memorial Cup.
But man, Harry, you're gonna end up in the hospital somewhere, man. Don't do that, man.
Right. I challenge Chris Phoenix. I'm not talking about a wrestling match. I challenge him in a shoot fight.
But Harry, don't do that. But he gonna break out that 2-time chain, boy, put up on your jaw.
Oh, he better break out something, because once I pop him in the mouth, he gonna be like, "Whoa, daddy, I'm out of here! Whoa, daddy, I'm out of here! Whoa, daddy!" Nobody told me that guy bounce around like that. He pop you in the mouth. Nah, but Chris Phoenix, great wrestler, man. Definitely a game changer. Definitely somebody, man. As soon as we saw him, brought a spark. I mean, him and Bugsy Wright, man, put together a great match. And this guy, like I say, he's noted anywhere he goes. So, man, yeah. So I will say Chris Phoenix.
And Scott said, definitely Jordan and Jake
Jacobs.
Definitely.
So man, we got a little top 10 of Carolina wrestlers right there with a couple names from Georgia thrown in. But yeah, definitely with you on that, Scott. But yeah, we got to do a game changers. Our next game changers need to be on these independent wrestlers. We need to bring you on, Scott. We need to bring you on. You want to come on? Yeah. Next game changers, but we're gonna start doing these game changers, especially if you off earlier on Thursdays, Chris. Because I did want to do it at 7:00 on Thursdays. So yeah, we're gonna do some game changers, but I think we're gonna go ahead and do some independent game changers, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna focus on one or two wrestlers from the past up to today. But yeah, we're gonna start doing these game changer. That's gonna be a segment that I'm gonna put in. Hopefully, we're gonna bring Joe Wheeler on to the legendary announcer. Bring Joe Wheeler in. That's gonna be doing some of these game changers, and bring Danny Paris in too. So definitely, man. What Scott say there?
Scott said, "I would love to do a top 10, and each of us have one."
Yeah, that'd be great, man. That'd be great. Yeah. So yeah, let's schedule that for next week, man. Hopefully next week, if everything rolls right, we definitely can schedule one and go up against this other person, this other podcaster.
Man, stop, come on, man.
This other person, man. That's
man, stop that, man. See,
he runs on that night.
I told you, he in your head, man. You can't keep that man's name out your mouth.
Well, I can't stand that joke, boy. I ain't gonna say that, man. He's all right, man.
You can't get his name out your mouth, man. See,
no, man. You know what?
No.
I just said this other podcaster. I could have been talking about peaches and power bombs. I could have been talking about Tom or whatever. I didn't say nobody's name. You don't know who I'm talking about,
man.
you making an assumption. You making an assumption. I'm just saying, man, we're gonna go up against whoever else is out there. It doesn't make no difference. Whoever else is out there. It's not that I hate them. I'm just saying, I was just saying, yeah, I hate him just to joke around because I know Scott got this look back and forth with him, but I don't hate the guy. But yeah, but like I said, we said now was at 7:00 Thursday night, the Gamechangers. But every day, man, we're gonna be doing a little something. But definitely
Scott,
looking forward to bringing Scott on.
He wants to know if y'all still on for tomorrow night. Because
Scott,
unfortunately,
most likely, yes. For right now, I'm gonna tell you, yes, we are on tomorrow night, and I'll shoot you a message, brother, and let you know. And I'm pretty sure I'll be ready for tomorrow night, and we'll go ahead and go live, man, and do this Friday night SmackDown. I don't know if we're gonna do Rampage, but we'll stay on as long as we can, Scott. We'll roll with it, man. We'll go ahead, SmackDown, yeah. Knock it down.
Yeah, and it's gonna be nothing but 2 hours of Sami Zayn. That's all that's gonna be on wrestling, boy.
Yeah. What time you'll be available in the morning? What time your
I'll be at work.
Okay, yeah, you going in at 9:00. Yeah, I gotta take Hunter to a doctor's appointment. I got a couple things. When you get off, because I do want to do Nick Fury, man, tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Okay.
So and tomorrow night, you on?
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do it tomorrow night because I'm gonna have I got a prior engagement, man.
Yeah, yeah, you got a prior engagement, but you can't do Nick Fury, right? Before you go on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Nick Fury, man. Let's get this thing knocked out. All right, but for the Straight Up Wrestling Show, we appreciate
good night, guys.
Appreciate Shab and man Scott Larson and Hassan Terrell for coming on.
Yes.
Hanson Terrell. I'm sorry, Hanson Terrell for coming on, check us out. And I know there's a lot more people, man, because once we get off this thing, we go on YouTube, it's probably going to be about 30 people, probably a little bit more. But YouTube, I'm sure we got more people. And we don't went from
Thank you, Scott.
We appreciate that, Scott. But yeah, we have went from the local scene mostly and went over to the national thing. Really grown with that more. But we got to get back to more, because like I said, we done been to shows, Chris, me and you, we didn't even do. We didn't even come back and do them. Yeah. I mean, we ran and we said we're going to do the podcast the next day and we had something else to do. So we got to get back to doing
It's been crazy. Our schedule's been crazy, man.
Yeah, we got to jump those things back up. But for the Straight Up Wrestling Show, hey, I'm HBT, letting everybody know to stay straight up. And I'm out of here with my man, the People's Podcaster.
We out of here. Stay straight up. Peace.